Japan, a land of ancient legends where spirits roam and monsters hide in the shadows. Blazing with divine radiance, Amaterasu is the supreme sun goddess of Japanese mythology, a being of light and power. Born from the left eye of the creator god Izanagi, she rules the heavens, bringing warmth and life to the world. This celestial deity remains a powerful symbol in Japan, influencing everything from the imperial family, who claim to descend from her, to pop culture, where she appears in games and in countless anime and manga. Amaterasu isn't just a goddess, she is the light of Japan. She appears on the coldest nights, gliding through snow-covered landscapes with an eerie, haunting beauty. The Yuki-onna, or Snow Woman, is a spectral figure of ice and death. With pale skin, flowing white robes, and piercing eyes, she is the embodiment of winter's merciless chill. Yuki-onna has endured for centuries, and in modern times she haunts pop culture as well, appearing in films, anime, and even horror games like Fatal Frame. But if you see her on a snowy night, don't be fooled by her beauty. Her touch is colder than death. Reckless, wild, and feared by gods and mortals alike, Susanoo, the storm god, embodies chaos itself. Born from Izanagi's nose, he is the rival of his sister Amaterasu. His rage knows no bounds. He tears through the heavens, causing destruction until he is banished to Earth. But here, Susanoo finds redemption. In a dramatic battle, he slays the monstrous eight-headed dragon Yamata no Orochi, rescuing a maiden and claiming the legendary Kusanagi sword. Beautiful, cunning, and intelligent, the Kitsune is no ordinary fox. Legends say they possess shape-shifting abilities, often transforming into breathtakingly beautiful women to bewitch and deceive. Some are benevolent messengers of Inari, the Shinto god of rice and prosperity, bringing wisdom and protection. Others, the mischievous Najitsune, delight in trickery, seduction, and illusion. As they age, their power grows, gaining up to 9 tails, each marking a level of divine wisdom. In modern culture, Kitsune continue to captivate. From the nine-tailed fox in Naruto to Pokemon's Ninetales and Genshin Impact's Miko, they remain a symbol of both mystery and allure. But beware, not all Kitsune grant blessings. Some steal your heart and never give it back. A cat sits in the shadows, its tail flicking unnaturally, its eyes gleaming with something more than hunger. A Bakeneko is no ordinary feline. Once a cat lives long enough, grows large enough, or tastes human blood, it transforms into something terrifying. These shape-shifting yokai walk on 2 legs, speak in human tongues, and even wear disguises, often replacing their former owners. Feared in Edo period Japan, Bakeneko still prowl modern pop culture, appearing in anime like Natsume's Book of Friends, in Pokemon's Meowth, and even in horror folklore. So be careful how you treat your cat, you never know what it might become. Cold and shrouded in mystery, Tsukuyomi, the god of the moon, is the lesser-known sibling of Amaterasu and Susanoo. Unlike the fiery sun or the raging storm, he is calm but merciless. His greatest crime, slaying the goddess of food, an act that drove Amaterasu to banish him forever. Thus, night and day were separated. The moon's association with the supernatural, with beauty and death, has made him a figure of fascination. She is beauty, she is horror, she is Jorogumo, the Spider-Woman of Japanese legend. By day, she appears as a stunning young lady, luring unsuspecting men into her home. But by night, her disguise melts away, revealing her true form, a monstrous man-eating spider. She weaves silk stronger than steel, trapping her victims in an inescapable web before devouring them alive. Today, the Jorogumo legend endures in horror manga, anime, and games, where she is often portrayed as both alluring and deadly. She is the perfect nightmare, because when beauty and terror combine, there is no escape. A loyal companion, a guardian, a protector. But in the wrong hands, an Inugami is a curse. Created through a ritual too cruel to imagine, an Inugami is a dog spirit bound by sorcery, a weapon of revenge, a ghostly assassin that will obey its master's every command. Legends tell of these spirits being used by sorcerers to strike down enemies, possess humans, and even turn against their own creators. Today, their legend lives on in anime like Naruto and in horror folklore. They are symbols of loyalty twisted into something dark, a reminder that even love, when tainted by cruelty, can become monstrous. Beneath the waters of Japan's rivers lurk the Kappa, small reptilian creatures with webbed hands, a beak-like mouth, and a bowl of water on their heads, the source of their power. Don't be deceived by their size. These creatures are notorious tricksters, luring victims to watery graves. In ancient times, parents warned children to stay away from rivers, for the Kappa might drag them under and steal their souls. Though once terrifying figures of folklore, Kappa have become somewhat comical in modern Japan, appearing in everything from cute mascots to anime like One Piece and Pokemon's Ludicolo. She is winter's silent assassin, Tsurara-onna, the icicle woman. She appears on the coldest nights, a vision of impossible beauty with long black hair and a gaze like frozen glass. But she is not human. Born from the very ice itself, she falls in love with men who admire her beauty, yet brings only death. Unlike the Yuki-onna, the snow woman, she does not freeze her victims. She leaves them pierced, skewered by icicles that seem to fall by chance. Though lesser known, she still lingers in modern ghost stories, a spirit of love, winter, and deadly beauty. But be warned, the more you admire an icicle, the more likely it is to fall. Playful, mischievous, and full of surprises, the Tanuki are Japan's most whimsical tricksters. These magical raccoon dogs are masters of shapeshifting, capable of transforming into anything from humans to teapots, even entire buildings. Unlike the cunning Kitsune, Tanuki are pranksters at heart, using their powers for mischief rather than malice. Though once feared as deceptive spirits, Tanuki have since become beloved figures, immortalized in everything from traditional statues guarding shops to Studio Ghibli's Pom Poko. Their laughter echoes through Japan's myths and culture, reminding us that magic isn't always dark, it can be delightfully ridiculous. Towering monsters with horns, razor-sharp fangs, and a thirst for destruction, the Oni are Japan's most feared demons. They stalk myths and legends, their grotesque forms striking terror in the hearts of mortals. Often depicted in red, blue, or green skin, Oni are said to punish the wicked, but sometimes they are simply evil incarnate. Yet Oni are more than just horror, they are pop culture icons, appearing in everything from Demon Slayer to Persona. Once purely monstrous, modern Oni are sometimes tragic, misunderstood, even heroic. High in the misty mountains of Japan, where ancient trees whisper secrets, the Tengu dwell, mysterious, bird-like beings with crimson faces and piercing eyes. Once feared as malevolent spirits who lured travelers to their doom, Tengu evolved into warriors of wisdom and protectors of the mountains. They wield supernatural strength, unmatched sword skills, and the power of flight, making them both revered and feared. Today, these winged spirits remain deeply woven into Japanese culture, appearing in anime like Naruto, games like Sekiro, and even as masks during festivals. A colossal serpent with 8 heads and 8 tails, the Yamata no Orochi is the ultimate embodiment of terror in Japanese mythology. It slithered across the land, devouring maidens and leaving destruction in its wake until it met its match. The storm god Susanoo challenged the beast, tricking it into drinking 8 barrels of sacred sake before striking it down with his legendary blade, the Kusanagi no Tsurugi. This epic battle echoes through time, inspiring countless retellings in anime, games, and film. Feared by samurai and legendary in power, Shuten-dōji was the king of all Oni. His towering red form, razor-sharp fangs, and endless thirst for sake made him a terror to the land, ruling over a mountain fortress where kidnapped women were devoured. Many warriors tried to slay him, but none succeeded, until the cunning warrior Minamoto no Reiko disguised himself as a traveling monk, offering Shuten-dōji poison sake. As the demon lord drank and laughed, his strength drained away until in one swift motion his head was severed. His legend endures, appearing in countless works, from Nioh and Fate Grand Order to modern manga. Say yes and it will say no. Say stop and it will go. The Amanojaku is a being of pure contradiction and defiance, a spirit that delights in doing the exact opposite of what is asked. Some say it is a small demon, mischievous but harmless. Others tell darker tales of Amanojaku whispering wicked thoughts into human hearts, turning kindness into cruelty and leading people to ruin. Though not as famous as other yokai, its influence is everywhere, inspiring the tsundere trope in anime and appearing in folklore as a spirit of rebellion. You meet a stranger on a lonely road. Their back is turned, their voice soft, almost too soft. But when they turn to face you, there is nothing there, no eyes, no nose, no mouth. This is the Noppera-bō, the faceless ghost of Japanese legend, a spirit that feeds on fear. It doesn't attack or kill, it simply terrifies. These spectral beings continue to haunt Japanese horror, appearing in films like Quaiden, in games like The Legend of Zelda. He doesn't break into your home, he walks in as if he owns the place. The Nurarihyon is a strange and powerful yokai, often depicted as an elderly man with an elongated head and a smug, knowing smile. Unlike other spirits, he doesn't hide in the shadows. Instead, he slips into human homes, drinks their tea, and acts as if he is the master of the house, leaving before anyone realizes he was ever there. But beneath his bizarre, almost comical nature lies something more sinister. In some legends, he is the leader of all yokai. But the real question is, would you even know if he was in your house right now? On stormy nights in the dim glow of lanterns, a pale woman can be seen clutching a swaddled infant to her chest. She looks helpless, desperate, pleading for aid. But she is no ordinary woman, she is the Ubume, the ghost of a mother who died in childbirth. She wanders the roads, begging travelers to hold her baby, but as soon as they do, the weight grows heavier and heavier until they realize they are cradling nothing but a cold, wet stone. Though tragic, the Ubume remains one of Japan's most enduring spirits, appearing in horror films, manga, and even video games like Nioh and Fatal Frame. A spirit of sorrow, forever searching for a child who will never be born. First glance, they look like ordinary women, polite, gentle, and unassuming. But when night falls, their horror is revealed. The Rokurokubi are cursed beings whose necks stretch to impossible lengths, slithering like serpents through the darkness. Some use their eerie ability to spy on humans, others take a darker turn, feeding on the life force of their victims or terrifying them for pleasure. In modern pop culture, these disturbing figures appear in horror films, anime, and video games like Nioh.